It was the 7th year of our relationship when my boyfriend, Luke Miller, and his muse publicly posted a kissing photo on Instagram. The caption clearly read, "My success today wouldn't be possible without her silent support." I laughed out loud. Every single thing he had today was thanks to my family. What part of it wasn't? If her support was so crucial, then an outsider like me should just step aside. Immediately, my brother, the CEO of Hayes Enterprises, terminated all contracts with Luke Miller. My mother, the Queen of New York fashion, declared, "Anyone who dares to work with Luke Miller is an enemy of the Hayes family." And my grandfather, a powerful former senator, cut off every resource Luke had ever received. My 25th birthday was also the 7-year anniversary of Luke and me. But on that very day, Luke posted a photo of himself kissing his muse, Scarlett Jones, on Instagram. "My success today wouldn't be possible without your silent support." Watching them being so sickeningly sweet, all I felt was nausea, my anger nearly erupting. Luke clearly knew that Scarlett Jones was the person I hated most. I, Ava Hayes, am a B-list actress, frequently attending industry events and considered a talented performer. But Scarlett Jones, she relied entirely on cheap tricks, plus a face praised for its melancholy as a funeral look, to make a living. Of course, it was mostly because Luke Miller was backing her. Everyone knew Luke was someone I'd helped every step of the way, and they were well aware of our relationship. But no one expected Luke to choose this exact day to go public with Scarlett. Was he insane? I truly couldn't understand if he intentionally chose my birthday to annoy me. My friends, seeing my icy demeanor, couldn't help but look at Luke with disdain. Just then, the door to the VIP room burst open. Luke rushed in, trying to hug me. I immediately pushed him away. The strong, cheap perfume scent of Scarlett clinging to him gave me a headache. Behind the door, a slender figure stepped in. I stared, disbelieving. Luke had actually brought Scarlett to my birthday. "What are you doing bringing her here?" I challenged Luke. He glanced at me, picked up a nearby microphone, and turned to face everyone in the room. "Friends, today I want to announce something. Today is Ava's birthday, and these are words I've wanted to say for a long time. Scarlett, come up here." Scarlett shyly walked past me, going to stand next to Luke. They looked at each other with such intense adoration, their eyes brimming with affection. They were even clearly wearing matching outfits. I stood to the side, an outsider. Scarlett hooked her arm through Luke's, looking incredibly sweet. Luke smiled. "We broke up peacefully a long time ago. Now, Scarlett and I are truly a couple. Please don't pursue this matter further. Ava and I haven't been in love for a long time. I genuinely love Scarlett, and I hope to receive everyone's blessings. Scarlett has silently supported me for so long. I think she deserves recognition." Luke said those words without any thought for my feelings. I didn't even know when we'd broken up peacefully, and he chose my birthday to do this. He clearly thought nothing of me. It wasn't just a slap in my face, but a complete humiliation. For years, I had poured resources into him, supporting him without reservation. The people here today were all prominent figures. I could only imagine how they'd mock me for being foolish behind my back. He said Scarlett silently supported him. Didn't his conscience bother him? What about all the resources and connections I'd invested? At least if I'd sold them on the market, I'd have seen some money. Pouring them into him was truly throwing them down the drain. My best friend, Madison, immediately slammed her hand on the table and stood up. Luke's manager quickly stepped forward, apologizing. "Ava, please don't be angry. Luke is still young, you know. Maybe it's just a temporary infatuation. Don't worry, he'll be back in a few days. He'll still need your help then." Who does he think he is? Madison showed no mercy. She stepped forward and slapped Luke hard. "Who do you think you are? You've been sucking up Ava's resources and connections for years, and you still can't even climb past B-list. You two shameless people, how dare you show your faces here? Today, this has to be clear. Luke Miller, if you don't explain this clearly to the media, I won't let you off the hook." Luke didn't dare argue with Madison. In this industry, no one's background is simple. He couldn't just offend anyone. "Ms. Madison, I don't think you need to get involved in my and Luke's affairs. We genuinely love each other. The one who isn't loved is the real third party. Ms. Hayes can still be friends with Luke, right? Are you all really that petty? I burst out laughing, provoked to the point of laughter. What right do you have to bargain with me? Today is my birthday, and you two are here singing and dancing, putting on a disgusting display of public affection like animals in heat. You said we broke up peacefully, so from now on, there's no relationship between us. Uninvolved parties, please leave. I've always had a fiery temper, and facing something like this, I obviously couldn't swallow my anger. What's more, these two, both of them, made me sick. Luke's manager smiled awkwardly, trying to appease me. Miss, do you really have to make such a big deal out of it? After all, you and Luke used to be close. Now, at least, you can talk to each other as friends. Actually, Scarlett is also a sweet person. I also like artists like her. How about this? Let's just pretend it was all a misunderstanding from the start, okay? You're still Luke's good friend, right? She stepped forward and grabbed my hand, trying to force me to continue being a fool who sacrificed for Luke. That's right, Ava. Now we can at least be friends and talk openly. Honestly, I really appreciate your help in the past, and we'll still be friends in the future. You'll still be my older sister. Scarlett also approached, reluctantly speaking. Even though you've been with Luke for so long and wasted a lot of his time, I can reluctantly accept you as a friend. I really wanted to laugh from anger. So, they performed such a shameful act, and I was supposed to get on stage and play along? Do you two have any shame left? What kind of people are you? You've calculated this very well. I won't let this matter go today. And don't you two even dream of living peacefully. With that, I looked directly at Luke's manager, swung my arm, and slapped her hard. A heartless ingrate like you, biting the hand that feeds you, and still daring to stand here judging me. From today, you're fired. You ungrateful bunch, not one of you will escape. With that, I picked up a glass of red wine from the table and splashed it directly onto Luke Miller and Scarlett Jones. Ignoring their screams, I turned and walked away. You rotten garbage, just you wait and see. I fell for Luke Miller the moment I first saw him 7 years ago. Back then, he was just an extra on a film set, his eyes earnest, his demeanor hardworking. It made you feel for him. And I've always valued talent, especially since Luke was so handsome. I secretly remembered him, sometimes even adding a few scenes for him. Gradually, we connected. At first, he pretended to refuse the resources I arranged. It wasn't until our relationship became official that he started accepting the good things I offered him. Now, looking back, was any of it genuine? It was all just calculation disguised as love. After yesterday's incident broke, within 30 minutes, my mother and brother were at my house in Bel Air. My mother and I looked at each other, and the atmosphere immediately fell into an awkward silence. I told you long ago, Luke Miller isn't a good person. Now it's clear, isn't it? Have you woken up yet? My brother gritted his teeth, giving me a light smack on the head. I winced in pain, but didn't dare argue back. It's already happened. What's the point of talking now? Consider me blind back then. From now on, we go our separate ways. River water doesn't cross well water. With that, my brother glared at me. What's wrong with you? Someone played you for a fool, and you're just going to let it go. Is your brain made of cotton? Of course, I wasn't going to let it go that easily. I know what to do. You know jack squat. I was speechless. My brother, seeing my silence, raised his hand to playfully smack me again. You stubborn idiot. Are you not listening? My mother quickly embraced me, intervening. Liam, what are you doing? Can't you see your sister is upset? My brother shot me a glare, his voice still annoyed. Useless. All right, both of you, say less. My mother patted my brother's shoulder, then gently told me, I trust you can handle this, we won't interfere, but if you feel wronged, you must speak up, understand? Seeing the painful concern in my mother's eyes, I nodded. I know. After seeing my mother and brother off, I began collecting evidence related to Luke Miller and Scarlett Jones. I absolutely wouldn't let them off the hook, but I didn't expect them to act even faster than I did. Early the next morning, I woke up to find bad news about me spreading all over the internet. Fabricated stories about yesterday were plastered across all social media platforms. My phone was flooded with missed calls from Madison. I finally answered. I thought you were going to mourn yourself to death in your house. Did you see? Those two pieces of garbage are spreading lies about you. We can't let them get away with it. Don't worry, I have a plan. Hanging up, I went on Twitter. The top trending post was shocking. Famous actress fighting over a guy, hitting people, uneducated, unprofessional behavior. Are they talking about Ava Hayes? My friend works at the restaurant where her birthday was held. They said there were arguments inside. Ava Hayes, no surprise. Everyone knows she's always stirring up drama. I can't believe Ava Hayes is this kind of person. I went to school with her. She always liked getting involved in other people's relationships. Being a star hasn't changed her. Oh my God, this is outrageous, hitting people and even firing a manager. Everyone, I guess we don't need to say what kind of person she is. The comments below were boiling, fans of Luke Miller and Scarlett Jones screaming wildly. That stinking woman can't stand that my man loves a good girl, can she? How dare you hit my man, die. Ava Hayes, get out of the entertainment industry. The incident blew up to the point where many brands I had previously collaborated with called to verify the situation. Without exception, they were all discussing contract cancellations. I was so angry I felt dizzy and faint. The media and those unethical troll accounts attacked me relentlessly online. Every fabricated lie was written as if it were true, making the public believe I was an unforgivable villain. Immediately after, an account claiming to be an insider left a comment. What's complicated about this? Clearly, Ava Hayes liked Luke Miller, but he wasn't interested. She got angry and used her power to force resources on him. Now that he's publicly announced his girlfriend, she can't handle it and went crazy. As soon as it was posted, Luke immediately liked it. His fans then swarmed to share and comment wildly. The entire public opinion suddenly shifted. I became the other woman who specialized in liking taken men. Just then, the Hollywood studio I had previously contacted called me back. Before, I had expressed interest in collaborating but hadn't received any response, so when the phone rang this time, I thought they wanted to decline. My palms were sweating, my heart pounding. Ms. Hayes, we do have plans to collaborate with you. We've been very busy lately and haven't had a chance to respond, but we're calling now. Hearing this, I breathed a sigh of relief. I didn't hide the current situation, but the other side seemed unfazed. We highly value your commercial appeal. Other matters are not important. Furthermore, this incident has generated a massive amount of media attention. Hearing that, the weight in my heart finally lifted. Those two, Luke Miller and Scarlett Jones, had pushed things this far. I had never intended to forgive them, and now I certainly wouldn't stand by and take it. I immediately contacted my PR team, hoping that all the plans I had prepared could turn the situation around. Thinking back to my time with Luke Miller, I had sacrificed so much for his dreams. He used to say he wanted to achieve his dreams quickly, to experience the feeling of being celebrated by everyone. Without hesitation, I set up an entertainment company in his name. All resources were channeled towards him. All scripts were given to him to choose roles first. I never expected that in the end, I would only be a B-list actress, even though I had won an acting award. As for him, after he was with me, he never bothered to learn anything new. I poured everything into him, and what I got in return was betrayal. I was truly exhausted to the core. While public opinion hadn't cooled down, I went back to my grandfather's house in the countryside to calm down for a while. He didn't like living with us in the city, saying the air there was too suffocating. After years of trying, he just wanted to return to the countryside. We couldn't stop him, so we had to agree. He also knew about my recent situation and constantly tried to comfort and soothe me. But I didn't expect Luke Miller to come to my grandfather's house at that very moment. Ava, don't be angry anymore, I'm sorry. Luke Miller had no sincerity whatsoever. Even when he saw my grandfather, he maintained his arrogant and disrespectful demeanor. Get out. You're not welcome here. My grandfather, seeing him, was so angry he used his cane to strike him directly. Luke Miller, he shouted and dodged. You damn old man, what right do you have to hit me? I'm a rising star now. Even if I did that, so what? Is she worthy of me? Luke Miller completely lost control, his mouth spewing insults. Luke Miller, shut your mouth. Do you even know how to speak like a human? I was so angry I almost couldn't control myself. I wanted to rush forward and beat him up. Only today did I truly see Luke Miller's real face. When he had nothing, when he knelt and begged me, he was as obedient as a dog. Now that he had a little fame, he turned around and disrespected me, saying I'm not worthy of him. It seemed I had been too lenient. My grandfather became even more furious hearing that. You uneducated brat, who gave you the guts to talk like that? Luke Miller screamed, Old man, do you know how much this face of mine is worth? My parents never even hit me, how dare you touch me? I'll fight you. He tried to raise his hand to push my grandfather, but luckily, I was quick, kicking him directly and making him stumble. Luke Miller, this is my house, not a place for you to do whatever you want. I must have been blind to have ever loved a type like you. You make me sick. Luke Miller stared at me, his voice icy. Ava Hayes, is this how you get your revenge on me? Well done. At first, I felt a little guilty, but now it's completely unnecessary. Scarlett was right, you, this old hag, don't understand what love is. Starting today, you're fired by me. I truly couldn't believe he was so brazen. The company he owned was founded with my money. Now he was telling me he was firing me. At this age, this was the biggest joke I'd ever heard. Luke Miller, I sacrificed all of that for you. Is this how you repay me? Don't forget, my money founded your company. Since there's no more sentiment between us, I won't be polite to you anymore. Luke Miller flinched slightly but quickly widened his eyes and retorted. You put in the money, but the company's legal entity is in my name. Besides, the company has made a lot of money over the years. You haven't lost anything. Before, I had to respect you, but not anymore. You and I are on equal footing now. You're not qualified to lecture me. My eyes widened, stunned by his brazenness. Get out immediately. Before leaving, Luke Miller looked at me with disgust. Ava Hayes, you really are contemptible. Compared to Scarlett, you're just a shrew. What do you have besides a few resources? You're inferior to her in every way. I laughed. Gentle and demure. If she knew you wouldn't have any backing anymore, would she still be so gentle? Because of this, I immediately brought in the legal team from my mother's family's parent company. At Luke Miller's office. Have you thought it through? Even though the legal entity is in your name, the money is mine. I have every right to reclaim my capital. Of course, unless you agree to a few of my conditions. Luke Miller seemed flustered by my changed attitude. Ava, don't be so quick to resign, okay? After all, there's still affection between us. That kiss was just something I said in the heat of the moment. I truly didn't mean to fire you. You're an important figure in the company, please stay. As he said these words, Luke Miller tried to appear love-struck, his eyes seemingly filled with emotion. If it were before, I would probably have softened and agreed to everything he asked, but now, he couldn't fool me anymore. Luke Miller, it's true I was foolish for all those years, but I'm not naive. You want me to stay, it's because of the Hollywood partnership, isn't it? Luke Miller's expression immediately changed. We've reached an agreement with Hollywood, but they require you to be the representative. This is a huge opportunity. We can expand our influence into the international market. You know, working with Hollywood isn't easy. This deal was negotiated by you. You can't just abandon it halfway. I smiled. So what if I say I don't want to do it anymore? Ava, don't act impulsively out of anger. You have to think about your future. As long as you agree to stay, I can still forgive you. At least we can still be friends, right? I truly couldn't believe Luke Miller could be this shameless. The lawyer standing beside me couldn't hold back anymore, coldly stating, Mr. Miller, It seems you still don't understand the situation. Ms. Hayes is the one who voluntarily left the company. We hope you don't escalate this matter. Otherwise, both parties should prepare for a 3-year-long lawsuit. Ms. Hayes's demands are also very simple. We only need to take a few people with us. After all, the company's legal entity was in Luke Miller's name. I had been too trusting before, which made it difficult to salvage now. If we went ahead with a hard-nosed lawsuit, both sides would suffer losses, but at least I could still reclaim my rightful interests. Luke Miller must have also consulted his lawyer, as his expression became increasingly unpleasant when he looked at the list of people I wanted to take with me. Ava Hayes, are you crazy? Ms. Parker is the highest level manager in the company. You're planning to take her too? And these actors, they're the company's main traffic drivers. I don't agree, you need to change your terms. I glanced at him, my voice flat. I'm not here to negotiate, but to inform you. If you don't agree, then I'll see you in court. Luke Miller's face turned red with anger. Ava Hayes, do you have to be so heartless? This company was founded with your money, but didn't I put in any effort? You shouldn't treat me like this. Hearing those words, I scoffed. You talk about effort. If you really put in effort, why haven't you won a single award in all these years? Luke Miller, don't be so greedy. Here's a new story, reimagined with an American style, setting, and characters, based on your provided narrative. I haven't even called you out yet for slandering me on Twitter, and you still have the nerve to act superior. These past few days, my social media has been flooded with hateful messages. Someone sent dead rats to my house, others sent threatening letters. But I've collected enough evidence, including everything needed to clear my name. I'm not the type to care about what others say, but I need an explanation for myself, and it needs to be at the most opportune moment. Luke Miller, I don't want to drag this out with you. You better figure things out yourself. I really want to see how long you and Scarlett Jones can keep dancing around. Without my connections and resources, I'm curious to see how long you'll stay relevant. With that, I turned and walked away. Luke Miller was overly confident, thinking the whole world revolved around him. As for me, it was finally time to clear my name. Finally, after a week, the Hollywood Awards Gala officially began. Currently, I was like a stray cat, everyone wanted to kick me. No one wanted to be seen with me. Except for Liam Vance. It was strange. Liam Vance was a recognized A-list actor in the industry. Not only was he a brilliant actor, he could sing, and he was even skilled in martial arts. The fame and awards he had achieved far surpassed mine. In terms of status, he was my senior. I only entered the entertainment world for fun. That day, everyone was dressed splendidly for the gala. Liam Vance, impeccably dressed in a tailored suit, walked arm in arm with me. Those who wanted to approach him instantly turned away upon seeing me. I was now a bad omen, someone no one wanted to be associated with. But some people weren't afraid. For example, Luke Miller and Scarlett Jones. Luke Miller, arm in arm with Scarlett Jones, strode directly towards Liam Vance and me. He even extended his hand, feigning familiarity. Vance, long time no see. You look really sharp in that suit today. Liam Vance frowned. Who are you? Do I know you? I was slightly stunned. Luke Miller had clearly acted in a movie with him once. By all accounts, they should know each other, but Liam Vance didn't even bother to acknowledge him. Luke Miller looked a bit awkward, still forcing a smile. Vance, have you forgotten? We filmed together last year. I was your junior. Liam Vance's frown deepened. Oh, it's you. Always late to set, had a star complex, couldn't remember your lines, acting was terrible, used a body double for all action scenes. No, I don't know you. Stay away from me. With that, he deliberately moved closer to me, intending to walk past them. Just a few steps later, Scarlett Jones suddenly shrieked. Oh, isn't that Ava Hayes? I can't believe you still dare to show your face. How does it feel to be torn apart by netizens for days? Comfortable, huh? Hey, Vance, aren't you afraid of getting tainted walking with her? If she affects your reputation, don't blame us for not warning you. Scarlett Jones deliberately spoke loudly to attract attention. As expected, many people at the event turned to look at me. They looked at me as if I was something dirty, everyone shying away. Actually, it was fine. At least I didn't have to engage in fake pleasantries. It's just that quite a few people started gossiping about my relationship with Liam Vance. Liam Vance looked directly at Scarlett Jones, his expression serious. Black will never turn white, and even if white is dyed black, it's still white underneath. If you have so much free time, you should practice your lines and acting skills. With such cunning, I think you'd be perfect for a palace drama. Liam Vance truly was the type where silence was golden, and when he spoke, it was astonishing. Compared to him, Scarlett Jones was nothing but a joke. His first sentence clearly called her dirty. His second sentence defended me. I understood that perfectly. After speaking, he didn't even bother to notice Scarlett Jones's face, dark as if she'd just lost her mother, and turned to ask me, "Shall we go?" I nodded, following him to the front row, the central position of the ceremony. Immediately after, the Hollywood representatives officially announced their collaboration project with Liam Vance and me. They declared they would produce an action film specifically for the two of us. Liam Vance would be the lead male, specializing in fight scenes. I would be the smart lead female, orchestrating everything behind the scenes. As soon as the news was announced, the entire auditorium fell silent. Why choose her? I can't believe it. Those photos were clearly photoshopped. She's obviously been exposed. How can she still get such a huge opportunity? Fierce arguments erupted online. Everyone believed I was unworthy of this project. Very quickly, Liam Vance and I were invited onto the stage. I calmly looked around the entire auditorium. Regarding the recent rumors, I have reported them to the police. They have now gathered sufficient evidence. Starting tomorrow, my lawyers will sue everyone who spread false information to protect my legal rights. I apologize for causing any trouble, but I hope my fans will always trust me. I will not disappoint anyone. Not only that, but I also publicly released all the evidence proving my innocence. With my family's power and connections, even if things were true, they could be turned into falsehoods, let alone something that was already fabricated. I understood very clearly. Without power, there's no voice. A few days later, I was exonerated. The police arrested several masterminds behind the scheme. They also admitted to taking money to frame me. Just then, my family posted an update on Twitter. Hayes Enterprises officially terminates all cooperation with Luke Miller. Hayes Fashion House. Anyone who dares to cooperate with Luke Miller is an enemy of the Hayes family. My grandfather, now chairman of Summit Tech, from today on, cuts off all of Luke Miller's resources. In a flash, the entire social media erupted. Netizens collectively turned around and apologized. I once again climbed to the top of the trending topics. Hollywood, therefore, hosted a cocktail party, officially signing contracts with me. At that party, Luke Miller and Scarlett Jones were also present. Luke Miller personally sought me out. "Ava, why didn't you tell me earlier that you're the heiress of the Hayes Group? You've ruined me. We were together for so long, and yet you hid it, saying nothing about your identity. Didn't you trust me from the beginning?" He grabbed my hand, his eyes filled with urgency, his sudden action making me slightly stunned. Scarlett Jones stood to the side, her face full of discontent. Her gaze at me was a mixture of jealousy and helplessness, forced to bow before power. I coldly pulled my hand away, a smirk playing on my lips. "I don't think I had any reason to tell you about my family background. Didn't you always think I was just some poor, lowly person? With me, you were never sincere. So what would be the point of telling you those things? Besides, do our identities even matter anymore?" I said, pulling my hand away from his. I knew Luke Miller too well. Now, returning to me, it was simply because he knew my true identity, thinking that if I forgave him, he would still have a chance to cling to a major backer. Without me, he couldn't do anything. I was the one who held the network of connections. For all those years, from small matters to large ones, I handled everything alone. His resources, scripts, daily life, everything was managed and cared for by me. Even when we were dating, I didn't publicize our relationship because he said he wanted to focus on his career. I patiently chose to stand silently behind him because I believed that one day he would give me a clear identity. I never expected that identity to come so quickly, but with someone else. I was labeled the other woman, attacked by netizens, ostracized by everyone. So how could I go back? Ava, don't say that, I truly love you. It was Scarlett Jones who tricked me. She said she was the heiress, that's why I chose to be with her. Can you forgive me? I know I made a mistake, but if you agree, I'll go public with our relationship right now. I was so provoked that my temple throbbed painfully. Just as I was about to speak, someone pulled me back, shielding me. Liam Vance, tall and imposing, stood in front of me, his voice cold. I advise you to know your place. Can a paper stained with ink still be used? Today is the contract signing ceremony. Unauthorized persons are not allowed in. Where's security? Luke Miller tried to say something more, but he was immediately escorted away by security. I breathed a sigh of relief, looking up at Liam Vance. Thank you, Senior. He smiled faintly, his eyes curving. No problem, Junior. I wasn't sure if I was hallucinating, but I always felt there was something teasing in his tone. I just nodded slightly, saying nothing more. One afternoon, a shocking piece of news appeared on Twitter's trending topics. Scarlett Jones attempted suicide. Of course, the words unsuccessful were added at the end. Not long after, a video recorded before Scarlett Jones's suicide attempt was also leaked online. In the video, her face was pale, looking haggard as if she had just endured terrible torment. Lately, the pressure I've had to bear has truly been too great. My mind and body can't take it anymore. So, I chose to leave this world. But before I go, I want to clear my name. From the beginning, Luke and I truly loved each other. We were two genuinely loving people. We've been together for 2 years, since we were in college. Back then, he said he liked listening to me sing. He came every day, and gradually, we became a couple. I didn't know he was dating Ava Hayes at the time. Then Ava Hayes came to me and told me to stay away from him. I agreed because I knew I had no backing, no power, and couldn't fight her. Because of this, she intimidated me many times. But Luke and I truly loved each other. We just wanted to escape our own fate. But a thin thread breaks easily. We still couldn't escape Ava Hayes' manipulation. I'm tired. I can't fight those with power and influence. I'm also sorry to Luke. I hope that after I die, Ava Hayes will leave him alone and stop bullying him. Everyone knows he was blacklisted and lost funding not because he was incompetent, but because I was alive. As long as he resisted, we would have no way out. I just want to use my death to end this tragedy, and I also hope Ava Hayes will soon change her ways and stop doing evil. Scarlett Jones's voice in the video was choked with sobs and tears, her emotions incredibly vivid. I have to say, her talent for playing the green tea bitch role was truly innate. After that video, Scarlett Jones was admitted to intensive care, refusing all visitors. Immediately, I was once again pushed to the forefront of public opinion. According to her, everything was orchestrated by me. I, wanting Luke Miller, had destroyed their relationship. I was the real homewrecker, the third party who intervened. I was a heinous sinner, unforgivable by anyone. Her suicide attempt once again completely swayed public opinion in their favor. At the end of the video, I was back on top of the trending topics. But this time, all the top spots were mine, and all the news was negative. I once again became the target of public condemnation and verbal abuse. Some even called me a murderer, demanding the police arrest me. If I stepped out the door, I would definitely be cursed at, perhaps even have things thrown at me. Disgusting. Truly a cruel capitalist. Are ordinary people like us not worthy of living? I can't believe Ava Hayes is so tyrannical. Truly the rich are ruthless. The whole family is heartless, they all deserve to die. From today onwards, we won't buy anything from the Hayes family. The rage spread, malice overwhelmed, every word intended to push me into hell. Not just me, my entire family was implicated. Immediately after, someone leaked a series of internal news about my family, claiming we evaded taxes, manipulated product prices, defrauded consumers, and even presented a series of evidence. But after investigation and verification, it was all fake. I immediately released all the investigation results and the truth online. Scarlett Jones had impersonated me to cause trouble, and countless rumors unfavorable to me were spread. Furthermore, the two of them didn't meet 2 years ago, but 5 years ago. All their shady relationships from beginning to end were incredibly clear. I was just a fool being used. They secretly colluded, intending to carry out a scam to extort money from me, but it failed, so they resorted to such dirty tricks. The only thing they didn't expect was that my true identity wasn't as simple as they thought. They thought I was just an ordinary artist with some connections in the entertainment industry. After that decisive evidence was released, the netizens who had screamed for my punishment immediately fell silent. Luke Miller began constantly commenting on my posts and sending me private messages. At first, it was begging, pleading for my forgiveness, hoping I would help him restore his resources and connections. But then it turned to furious curses, telling me to die, blaming me for being heartless and abandoning him. I didn't say a word. I screenshot all his messages and comments and posted them directly on Twitter. Then I sued him for slander and harassment. From then on, Luke Miller stopped, no longer daring to bother me. The disgusting behavior of these two people had reached a new level, using their lives as a tool to manipulate public opinion. The situation was now under control, and I didn't want to say anything more. The past felt like a nightmare to me. Now that I was awake, I naturally had to fight back bravely. Not long after, news about the two of them hit the headlines. Police confirmed that Starry Films, Luke's company, was suspected of tax evasion, embezzlement of assets, and theft of trade secrets. During the arrest, it was discovered that Luke Miller had fled. Criminal acts related to Scarlett Jones are under investigation. Her company has been frozen. However, she has not yet been confirmed to be directly involved in the incidents. I looked at the news, couldn't help but sigh with emotion. I never expected them to end up like that, but it was what they deserved. If you break the law, no one can save you, no matter who you are. Scarlett Jones began to throw tantrums, declaring that everything was forced by Luke Miller, and that she was the victim. Those who had cursed me began to turn around and attack the two of them. Despite that, Ava Hayes' name continued to sit firmly on the trending topics. All of them were keywords apologizing to me. Sorry, Ava. Finally, I breathed a sigh of relief. After days of cyberbullying, I was truly exhausted. Honestly, I began to dislike life in the entertainment industry. After this film is shot, I want to withdraw. 1 year later, our new film officially premiered. Liam Vance's action scenes and my psychological segments became classics. Of course, that film no longer had any trace of Luke Miller. A few months ago, Luke Miller went to prison for murder. The victim was Scarlett Jones. She had destroyed his entire career. With no reputation left to cling to, Luke Miller became a wanted criminal. His ending was incredibly tragic. In a fit of madness, he blamed Scarlett Jones for everything and then murdered her when she was entertaining clients in a bar. Finally, Luke Miller was punished by the law. He committed suicide in prison. Of course, none of these matters had anything to do with me anymore. Because in the new Hollywood film, Liam Vance and I, who played opposing roles, also became a real couple. On an island in the Caribbean, I watched Liam Vance in his board shorts, his physique perfect, no different from a model. When did you start liking me? Liam Vance chuckled, opening a cold bottle of water and handing it to me. The day you started college, I was 2 years ahead of you. I noticed you on your very first day. I looked at his eyes, filled with my reflection. You hid it well, then. I had no idea for all these years. Well, back then, you were blind and couldn't see me. When we first started working together, I kept glancing at you, and you thought I had a twitch in my eye. I awkwardly scratched my nose, feeling embarrassed. At that time, I really thought an A-lister like him must have had an eye twitch. Liam Vance, let's go public. I knew we'd be trending again. But that's okay, this time, it's definitely going to be good.